I think it's very important legislation that we are under right now through the province has to be changed. Actually, we can discard it, make our own law. In the last year and a half, trying to forget about what is in place already and start at working at creating our own law for our people. It was something that had was in place before the agency, the OASIS agency, came into place, I guess, when the government, I assume anyways, that it was provincial government that had brought people into our community and started to saying that we want to put in a new law or a law for child and family services for our First Nation. I was still a young man at that time, and but I still recall some of what had taken place back then. Ultimately, what ended up was the OASIS agency just going along with or being under what was in place by Manitoba Child and Family Services Act. So, but I still recall many of the things that are the older ones that said at that time in regards to children, and I still recall that they wanted the children to be kept in our community. But as I said, it didn't turn out that way. It was protection, and it wasn't a very good way for our families, our children, in our communities. It's a very touching issue for me because I've been involved in various aspects over the years, and right now I'm a counselor, so that's one of my portfolios that I'm taking on. I'm also a committee member on the Child and Family Services Committee that we have here with the Keewatin Tribal Council. It's something that I want to work at and ensuring that we get a new law in place for our First Nation. I hope that things turn around completely, like we're facing one direction now with Child and Family Services as the way it is now, but we can do a 180 of our own law in place that governs Child and Family Services. Maybe not in those words, but because there's still that stigma when you say Child and Family Services or even a OASIS agency. Those words are already there in what's been in place for the last 40 years. So even that, there's many aspects of this new law that we're going to be creating that has to be considered. There's got to be a total change of what is presently in place and going forward. I have to do a lot of work to get people to look at things in a new way, a different way. Because the last 40 years has done a lot of damage to our children, to our families, our community. And now we have to find a way to change that, to heal that maybe, if you want to use that word, but getting people out to come and talk about it, to learn about it, even that is a task within itself. I ask people to come out to these conferences or to come to meetings in the community, and they're already so ingrained in what's in place there. Sometimes you have to do a lot more talking with them, one-on-one, trying to encourage them. There's a new way of doing things when it comes to child and family services and what's happening with our children, whether it's family violence in the home or poverty has a lot to do with it in the past. Like hopefully things will change. And I do see some changes coming already that have been happening. We just need to keep talking to them, talking with people, and encouraging people that come to meetings to learn more about this new law that we're going to put together, and getting their participation, getting their voice into what's what we're putting together. Yeah, that's how I see things going, like where we are now. And I know that there's going to be a lot of work into this, putting it into place. I'm looking forward to getting this new law into place, creating it, and then putting it into action. Child and Family Services, it's going to be different. I hope to see that being different also. The new agency, or however we're going to form that, has to be totally different than what is in place now. It's going to be reverting back to how our children were raised years ago, and the way families are supposed to be, were at one time. I hope to see families stay together, even though families may go through a lot, and a lot of different things, a lot of the obstacles that they may face, and with support, caring, loving, that they get what they need to stay together as families, and that there will be no need for children to be taken away. How's it?